Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to NFL Sunday Morning Show. I'm here with my guys, James Scorza oh my God, dude, not James Scorza. Dude, I'm thinking of my other show. I got so many shows. I'm here with my guy James with Steelers by the Lake podcast and Football Talk with Bo. How you guys doing, man? I had a long week. I had a long week.
Yeah, man. Doing well. It's an exciting time of year. I love all the activity in free agency.
Yeah, we're gonna spend a lot of time on that. But Bo, I saw you have a website now. I saw
Oh,
that.
I always did. I just neglected it.
Oh.
Not to say that I'm not to say that I'm great at it now, anyway. But it's I'm trying to be better about writing articles. That's the biggest thing. Is
Yeah.
And all that free time I have.
Yeah. A lot of people like to write articles, apparently. I'm like, I wrote one, and that was it. I'm like, I'm done after that. I don't know how people do it. I can't get myself around it.
Yeah, well, so the thing is because I'm covering stuff in stadium, it's beneficial to do it.
Right.
At the same time, it's hard to make myself do it.
Right. Right. I just have ChatGPT edit when I'm done. I'm like, here, just throw this in there and see what you can come up with, and it changes the whole freaking thing.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's just get right into it. We were talking about free agency here. Which team has the best free agency so far? So far, who has made the most moves, the best moves, or whatever? So, if you got James, if you got one.
I don't hate what the Raiders did. They brought in a whole bunch of new talent, including Tyler Linderbaum, who can only help that offensive unit out. I feel like they really needed an infusion of talent, and they just went out and did it. And then the whole way things went down with that trade with Max Crosby not happening only benefits them. So I think they come out smelling like roses out of that whole thing, honestly. And if you're going to have a rookie quarterback that you're kind of pushing all your eggs into that basket, why not have the center that's the communicator of the entire offensive line, who's telling everybody who to be in charge of blocking and what blitzes to pick up, and your most important piece, some feel, other than your blindside protector. It's really important to get that center position right. And Linderbaum's one of the better ones in the entire NFL. So I think that's an important move and a good one.
Yeah. Bo?
Yeah, for me, it's probably not the amount of moves, but it's the specific moves that the Rams made. Going and targeting the exact holes in their game where they lost last year, and going and snagging McDuffie. Like they're shoring up the little problems they had with their team. If it all ended today, I'd say the Rams probably the best team in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. So for me, honestly, I'm gonna go with one of my rivals, not the Cowboys. I'm gonna go with the Giants. I feel like the Giants right now with Harbaugh, they're really being aggressive, trying to get everything in place. And with the NFC East being wide open, my Eagles going to step back, and I'm like, the Giants have a wide open window. So
I really like what the Raiders and the Giants are doing. Like they are, both of those teams will be fun to watch this year. I don't think they're going to be good yet, but they'll be fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Right. What is up, man? How's it going?
How's it going? Sorry, I'm late.
No, you're good, dude. You got a new setup there? I see that.
I'm not.
No green screen.
That's the old. That's the old setup. I have a new setup coming here soon. I just have been lazy. I'm gonna be honest.
All good, man. All good. We were talking about which teams have the best free agency right now. So, in your opinion, which team?
I love what the Rams have done. Added McDuffie. It gives me the vibes from the Rams a few years ago when they added Ramsey and they went all out and traded all their draft picks and went on to win a Super Bowl. I think that they're going all in. I think Bo's right that if you look at the Rams right now, you got to think that they're the best team in the NFL. And I know it's super early; it's just started the new league year, but you got to love that. You got to love a team that's willing to go and add the necessary pieces that are needed to win a Super Bowl. If you sit there on the edge, and you got a Super Bowl caliber team, why not go and say if the end result is to win a Super Bowl, why not say screw it? You know, obviously Matthew Stafford isn't going to be in the league for very much longer. You know what I mean? It's a year-to-year basis whether he's going to be here or not. You got to take advantage. You know, these draft picks 2 years down the road aren't going to matter if Matthew Stafford's not here. You know what I mean?
Right.
Of course, you want to rebuild your team and be a competitor for year in, year out, but you only get so many opportunities to get to the Super Bowl. There's only been so many Super Bowls in a lifetime, and you know there's only been so many teams that have won Super Bowls. You got to take advantage. You got to take advantage.
Yeah.
So I love that they went and added McDuffie. You know, they were in a division with the Super Bowl champions, Seattle Seahawks. They had to match them. They had to do something to get back on that level to take them over the hump. And I like the moves.
Yeah. So would the
Well, and the Niners are actually doing something very similar. Like this is the West is going to be a tough out.
oh my god, yeah. Yeah.
I like
I
the
mean,
Cardinals.
the Niners have Mike Evans. I mean, I like that. What
Heavy
was that?
favorite.
Hey, kudos to that. You almost got through that with a straight face.
Okay, I must have missed something. I was
He said
talking.
he said he likes the Cardinals.
Ah, yeah, yeah. I
I
mean,
like him too for the #1 overall pick.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, the Niners have Mike Evans. I feel like that's one of the best moves in free agency today. I mean, Mike Evans has been one of the most consistent wide receivers year in and year out. So they got a good target there. And Brandon
he
Ayuk is out,
consistently
right?
misses games too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He does have an injury history, but I mean they've made some moves just overall. They added Kendrick Bourne from the Cards. You know, he's a decent fill-in receiver. But the other thing that, you know, gets overlooked is they have 4 comp picks, and I think 3 of them are in the 3rd round. So I mean, like they can go get some people on top of their normal picks that they had a full complement of anyway. So yeah, the Niners are going to be, you know, better provided they stay healthy, right? Got to close that power plant down, but you know, outside of that,
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be a little.
I think that's
reset that wide receiver room there, and if you're resetting the wide receiver room, you should try to make a point of having a voice of reason and an experienced guy who can give pointers to the young bucks. I think that's an important thing. So I don't necessarily expect Mike Evans to go light it up on the field, but I figure the Niners are probably going to draft 1, maybe 2 wide receivers. You want somebody to show them all the things of being a true professional and running your routes right and doing all the right things on and off the field. Mike Evans is a great example for that.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
the biggest addition to the 49ers is if they can to stay healthy. You know what I mean? You got Bosa coming back, Warner coming back, Fred Warner. He's one of the best linebackers in all of football. You know, Kittle continues to be injured year in and year out. So if they can just stay healthy, the 49ers got a really strong ball club. So yeah, the addition of Mike Evans helps. But I mean, at this point in Mike Evans' career, I mean, he's good for as a possession receiver, a red zone target, but as far as an explosive player that's gonna add, like I just don't think he's a game changer at this point in his career.
Yeah. How old is Mike Evans now? How old is he? Like he's gotta be in his 30s, right?
Yeah,
Middle?
Yeah. Mid, I think.
yeah,
Like
that's what I was thinking.
34. I was thinking he's like 34 or 35 by now.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. The thing about Mike Evans, how many years in a row has he got 1,000 yards? 32.
32. Okay. Younger than I thought.
Okay,
Okay, so that's a good sign.
still go make a
Very-
difference then.
Yeah. Now Ayuk is not on the Niners anymore, right? They let him go, right?
I think they officially released him. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder where he's gonna end up. I think I heard of the Commanders. I think
Oh, I was thinking Target.
that too. That too. I
If
was
you sign a monster contract and you can't show up to meetings, I mean, there's a lot of GMs be like, yeah, I think I'm all right.
yeah.
I mean, you might end up with the Saskatchewan Roughriders. You never know.
Yes.
Yeah. So we talked about the best teams. Who are the worst teams in free agency right now? which teams have like not made anything. Denver
Oh.
comes to mind. They haven't made a single move, I think, right? I don't think
mean,
Denver made a move.
It's got to be the Cardinals, just in general. Just based on the coaching they went and got, based on the players they decided to release and then go acquire. Like their quarterback free agent signing was Minshew. You know, you got Hackett as an OC, so you know that offense is going to be great. You know, it's yeah. I think the Cards are actively searching out that that number one pick. They're gonna have a battle for it because you know, teams like Miami, you know, they look like they're going for a QB too.
Well, no, Miami absolutely eliminated themselves for competition for the number one draft pick, which makes me sick to my freaking stomach. But
what pick do you guys have?
well, we got 11 this year. You know, there was a clear path for us to get the number one pick for 2027, which is supposed to be a strong quarterback draft. And then we go make a stupid signing in Malik Willis, and I think that messes everything up for the future. Honestly, not that the kid's a bad quarterback. I think Malik Willis is a good signing for a team that needs a quarterback, a versatile quarterback. I just don't think it was the right signing for the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins are not a team that's able to compete this year. They have a roster full of holes, and you go and sign a quarterback that's going to make your team better. He's an upgrade over Tua Tagovailoa at this point with Tua's injuries, but is he going to turn you into a playoff team? No, not with this roster. Is he going to turn you into a competitor, someone that can compete for the AFC? No, he doesn't do that. All he does is take you from a 2-win team to a 5-win team and takes you out of the callings for that number one draft pick. And that number one draft pick is the key to rebuilding. It's not only a number one draft pick, the first overall pick where you get to select your quarterback of the future. It's the first round pick. It's the number one pick in the second round. It's the number one pick in the third round. It's the number one. You know that the second round pick is basically another first round pick. The third round pick's another second round pick. You know what I mean? They're at the end, but that's how you rebuild a team. You don't go add a quarterback in free agency unless you feel like you're just a quarterback away. Like Seattle did. Seattle, you know, I keep hearing, look at what Sam Darnold did. Look, Sam Darnold did. Sam Darnold wasn't added to a 2-win team. You know what I mean? He wasn't added to a talentless team. He was added to a team that needed a quarterback to get over the hump. And that's not the Miami Dolphins situation. I think that, you know, everybody, oh, well, we got him on a steal. Well, if Malik Willis comes into the Miami Dolphins and plays very well this year, let's say he makes the Pro Bowl, which the Pro Bowl's overhyped these days. You know, Shedeur Sanders made a Pro Bowl. Let's say he comes in and lights it up and we win 4 games. You think he's coming back and playing for $23 million on an expiring contract? No. He's going to want you to redo his contract. He's going to want $50 million a year. And now you're paying a quarterback $50 million a year on a team that still lacks talent. You know what I mean? Instead of getting a young quarterback, a future, someone that's 22 years old that can, you know, grow with your team, that you can build up, that you got 5 years to make roster adjustments and pay him on a rookie scale. It just didn't make sense in my mind. And then how good is Malik Willis? I'm sorry, I'm overtaking them with the Miami Dolphins here for a minute.
Go for it.
Malik Willis was one of the top signings in football. You know what I mean? Yeah. He was the number one quarterback prospect. Then how good is Malik Willis? If Malik Willis was such a great quarterback, the Green Bay Packers wouldn't let him walk out the door. And yeah, I know Green Bay's got Jordan Love, but Jordan Love's older than Malik Willis. Jordan Love has missed games the last 2 years. And I don't think Jordan Love's a top 10 quarterback in this league. So if Jordan Love's not a top 10 quarterback, how good is Malik Willis then?
No.
So we paying for a top 15, top 20 quarterback?
Malik Willis signing is exactly like the Geno Smith signing, because that messes the Jets up in the exact same way, right? Is he going to win them a bunch of games? No, but he's going to do exactly that. He's going to take them from 2 to 5 wins and make it hard to get that number one pick. That's why I like Arizona for the one pick, because the Jets and Miami both kind of hurt themselves.
Please tell Cap we're not going to compete because we added Malik Willis. Please. He's got a good heart. You know what I mean? And he just wants us to be good. And I understand that. But just because we signed Malik Willis, this team has so many holes, so many that it's just you can't compete. We're third in our division. How good do you think we're going to be? We're third in the division.
I mean,
out of 4 teams.
His name is Cap. He knows he's lying.
Yeah,
How many
reasonable?
How many
to have
picks do you guys
just like
have? How many picks do the Dolphins have?
I mean, we got our first, our second, we got 3 in the third, and then
it says
maybe
8
2
here.
fourth. Yeah, I mean, but still, how many of those are going to be day one producers?
Yeah.
We relied on that last year. We went into last year like, all right, well, if we hit on this, and this, and these guys are able to come in and compete right away, we could be a decent team. Well, they weren't ready to compete day one. Most players aren't ready to compete and give you something day one.
Yeah.
So I mean, we have no cornerbacks, we have no safeties. We traded away Fitzpatrick for a bag of chips to the Jets. You know what I mean? We have no corners. We have no pass rushers. We have 1 wide receiver. We need 2 offensive guards. Questions out on the quarterback position. The guy played 3 games. He's been a career backup so far. You can't dispute that.
Yeah,
That's something you can't argue. He wasn't the starter in Tennessee. He wasn't the starter for the Green Bay Packers. Career backup. He played 3 games last year, was knocked out of one of those games. He plays a style of football that it's very likely that you can get hurt while you're playing. A la he got knocked out of one of the 3 games he played last year. How well is he going to hold up? What weapons does he got to get the ball to? Jalen Waddle's not a number 1 receiver. You can't just give the ball to Achane 400 times a game. You know what I mean? Like, do I think he improves the he improves the offense?
You might be.
He improves the offense, but you can't just think because you signed a backup, a career backup, that you're going to be a competitor. You're third in your division at best. You're behind the Buffalo Bills. You're behind the New England Patriots. If you're third in our division, that's just third in our division. You got 3 other divisions. There's at least 9 teams better than us. You're not a playoff team.
We actually have a question from Coach Ed here. He's actually a Giants guy in the Hardcore Sports Network. Shout out to you. And Coach, I gave you Giants props earlier. There you go. How many quarterbacks are projected to come out next year?
I think it's like 4 or 5 that are going to be competitive.
4 or 5? That's already better than this year.
Oh yeah, this is supposed to be one of the worst quarterback drafts, and I mean, you have 2 guys that are first rounders that probably weren't first rounders in other years, right? Mendoza probably would have been, but Ty wouldn't. Ty was probably a second, maybe a third rounder in other years. He could potentially go late in the first round or mid to late first round of this draft. So or if somebody wants to reach, they could go second overall.
Which quarterback draft was worse, this one or last year's? Because last year it was kind of the same thing. Shador's, Cam Ward wouldn't have been the number 1 pick. Shador Sanders wasn't a number 1 draft pick. The kid from the Giants.
I think you're about the same, actually. Last year and this year, neither one of them are particularly good. If you were to put last year and this year together and put it the year before, none of them are first rounders.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm referring to 2027. So in 2027.
So next year's draft, there's like 4 or 5 like solid dudes that are supposed to be coming out.
Yeah,
Cap, you can't compete. You can't compete. What are you competing?
There's a few of them were supposed to come out this year, decided to push it off for another year. So it's kind of going to be a little bit. It's almost like 2 classes in one with the quarterbacks coming out next year.
Oh, okay. All right. So, what other teams were
wants to see something? He wants to see something out of this team. That's really all it is.
Just give me something. Yeah. So, what other teams did have the worst free agency so far? I'm sticking with Denver. They haven't done anything.
Yeah,
Denver, Cardinals.
So they weren't going to do anything. Denver was never going to do anything because they don't have any cap space. So I think they have like $25 or $27 million. You're going to need almost that just to sign your rookies when you draft them. So they were never really going to do anything in this. you know, that's kind of like the Vikings. The Vikings were in the exact same scenario. They didn't have a lot of cap space, so they go grab Kyler because it's a financial discount, right? You get him on a league minimum since Arizona's going to pay him to play for you. But you know, there's just a few teams that are like that, right? Where they're in cap hell, and so there's just not going to be very active.
Yeah, it was an easy one for me when it comes to the big loser. I thought the Ravens botched this whole process pretty badly. With how things fell apart with the Max Crosby deal and whether they had any intention of actually doing that in the first place, who knows? It seems like they got cold feet after the public reaction was that it was a gross overpay in the trade, and then lost several starters in the process. Isaiah Likely leaves town. Tyler Linderbaum leaves town. Charlie Kohler, Patrick Ricard. They need to replace both offensive guards and center now. They needed another wide receiver, didn't do anything there. And then the solution is Trey Hendrickson, who's one of the worst run defending edge rushers in the NFL. So now you've created a situation where there is a clear person that you want to run at when you're going against the Baltimore Ravens defense. You want to run to Hendrickson's side because he's just like Swiss cheese when it comes to the run game.
And you're loving every second of this. You're loving every second of that thing.
He's a good pass rusher, but he is not a good run defender. So yeah, I mean they fell apart in an offseason that was very important. It was supposed to be Max Crosby is going to be the piece that takes us to the next level. That means that we absolutely win the division, that we make a serious playoff push every season, and instead it looks like they've taken a couple steps backwards. So they really need to nail this draft, which they've been good at over the years. They've been very good at drafting, but they really need to nail the draft because free agency was like a bomb going off in Baltimore.
Yeah. So, Cap, as you can tell, I'm an Eagles fan right there. That's all I got to say. And there you go. Yeah. So, yeah. And that's basically it. So no other teams there. So we're just going to stick with those couple. Basically, Arizona.
I don't think the Jets were, the Jets. This is the second year of Aaron Glenn as the Jets head coach. The fact that you're adding Geno Smith, what's your answer at quarterback there? 2 years and your best answer you can come up with is Geno Smith. Why didn't you go get a Kyler Murray or something? Some quarterback that you could maybe compete with. Geno Smith last year with the Raiders was terrible. What are you gonna press the sign Ty Simpson? You know what I mean?
All right, hold on. What is this?
This goes with Big C right here. I got a graphic for you. They went from Geno to Geno. And look at all that.
Oh my God. Let me turn off the ticker real quick here.
That's funny.
Oh my God.
Sometimes making graphics is fun.
Oh, I make graphics all the time. Can you send me that? One of my best friends is a Jets fan, so I just gotta send him this.
Yeah, no worries.
He said the Dolphins are going to have more wins than any of your guys' teams.
No. That's why I just randomly started laughing. I was like, wow.
because of Malik Willis.
It's too early to be doing drugs, brother.
And Tutu Atwell.
Again, it's that Cap life. Like, he just lies all the time.
No, listen, I talk to this guy regularly. Cap's a good dude. He knows football and he believes what the hell he's saying right now, brother. Like, he's not lying when he believes he believes it.
Oh man. Anyway.
I don't get how you think. And like I said, I think he's an upgrade over what Tua gave us last year. He's a double, you can use him in the run game, the pass game. He's young, he's athletic. I just don't know how you feel like. Did he win a Super Bowl with the Green Bay Packers last year? Did he elevate the Green Bay Packers to this, a team that has some pieces, a pretty good defense, a pretty good offense, some decent wide receivers, a good running back. Did he elevate them to something more than what they should have been, or did they fizzle out and not make the Super Bowl? But he's going to come to Miami with a team that has massive holes, a first-year head coach, you know, what are you gonna do? Like, I don't understand how you feel like he makes us that we're gonna compete and we're gonna have more wins than Seattle, Pittsburgh, the Eagles.
I mean,
We're third in the division.
It would have been better if the panel was different. Like if I was an Arizona fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like if we were fans of some trash teams, but like all of our teams are
the Super Bowl winning team. Like,
they're all positioned to win some games this year.
Well, mine is taking a step back.
Yeah.
Saying we got too many holes. We're taking a step back
I
a
mean,
little
you're
bit.
not taking that big of a step back, though.
I still think we're gonna get my buddy who I had dinner with last night. He has us getting 8 wins. I have us getting like 10 at most. So
Yeah.
we have too much
I
holes.
think that's about right. Like a 9 or 10 win team for you guys is probably about right, especially because you guys haven't really figured out that offense yet.
Yeah, and
there's a
especially this
difference
whole thing
between
with AJ
faith.
Brown.
There's a difference between faith and common sense. You know what I mean? Like, I want my team to win. I do, but I don't have faith that a career backup so far. And I think he's better than a career backup. Is he better than some of the starters around the league? Yeah, sure. I'll give Malik Willis that. But is he this guy that's going to elevate your team so much? You know, Patrick Mahomes behind a bad offensive line has looked very average at times. And Patrick Mahomes is a god at the quarterback position. He's no Patrick Mahomes. You know what I mean? Like, and again, if the Green Bay Packers, who have watched this guy play and practice for the last few years, are comfortable letting him walk out the door. And I know that they have Jordan Love, but you could have traded Jordan Love and probably got 2 first-rounders from somebody. You know what I mean? You could have probably got 2 firsts from the Jets.
Mhm.
If you felt that Malik Willis was better than Jordan Love, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, you see that thing? That's how you're laughing there.
Just, you know.
Yeah, you don't know that.
I just like that it's a bunch of Miami argument in here.
Right? Right. Anyways, man.
The thing that's funny is
Willis could be better than Mahomes. You hear this? Look at this. Willis could be better than Mahomes. What are we talking about? What are we doing? Like, people,
you know what you
crazy.
should do? You know what you should do? You could take screenshots of these and keep them as receipts. Like, seriously, you should take screenshots of these and keep them as receipts. I would do that.
Believe it. Do you believe the words that are coming out of your mouth?
Better
than Mahomes.
I needed
Vic is loving this.
Needed very different stuff in my coffee for this conversation.
Now, if the Jets would have signed Malik Willis, would you still be saying the same thing?
Well, yeah, because apparently he's a world beater. So, like, he can win these games by himself, nearly. Like, we got a great chat going.
Hey, I love this, man. I love this. Let's actually get into what we kind of already addressed, the Max Crosby and Trey Hendrickson. If you guys have anything add to those, but it is what it is at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's all done, but I think it's a little bit more complex than was given credit for. I did read a pretty in-depth article about the condition of what was going on with Crosby's knee, so I will kind of give the Ravens a little bit of grace here if they didn't know all the details. He was coming off of what was supposed to be just a meniscus surgery, but he was on crutches for 7 weeks after.
There's
a lot of guys that are playing again in less than 7 weeks after a meniscus surgery. So this apparently was a repair, not just like a cleanup. A lot of times they just cut off the torn part of the meniscus and call it a day. And that's the one you can come back quickly from. If you're on crutches for 8 weeks, there's a whole different story. They were talking about possible damage to the bone structure inside the knee, cartilage damage, all kinds of stuff, which is a whole different ball game. Then you do have to worry about there being a degenerative condition going on in that knee. So if you're completely unfamiliar with what that knee has looked like on x-rays the last couple of years versus what it looks like now, and all you see is what it is now, and it's a beat up looking knee, I probably would have cold feet on it too. It just looks real bad the way they handled everything. And they screwed themselves over because they lost all their own free agents because they didn't think they'd be able to afford them because of what they were going to pay Max Crosby. So from a medical side of things, I can kind of stick up for him a little bit on it. But
Yeah.
the whole process was handled so poorly that they have way more holes than they had going into free agency now.
You know,
Yeah.
it's funny because at first you're like, okay, well, maybe it's worse than you thought, and then the doctors come out and say, oh no, he's on track for what it is, and he would still be in time for the season and all that.
Yeah.
And then you look at the way that they handled that trade last year with the Eagles, and you're like, maybe their GM just actually deals in bad faith. Like maybe that's just that dude. Which at that point, if you're the Ravens, you got to be a little worried about that because this is kind of a small group. There's only 32 of those guys. You trade in bad faith a couple of times, and people are going to be less likely to want to.
And other GMs are speaking up about it too. They're speaking up about previous trades in bad faith and finding out the guy they traded for was in poor physical health and just ready to retire. And this is the fourth time the Ravens have backed out of a big deal like this and failing somebody for a physical and then just not signing them. Now they're starting to get that reputation of basically lying to other teams about the health of a player that they're trading away or trading for. And that's going to make you a lot less likely to get deals done. People are going to ask for a lot more in return because they're going to assume you're trying to screw them over.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, folks,
Yeah.
I don't mean to try to take over this show.
Go for it.
This is a hot
Go
topic.
for it, man.
This is a hot topic in the comments.
Go for it, man. Just go for it.
So Pittsburgh don't have a quarterback. Seattle got
Damn, I don't have
dismantled.
anything.
Seattle got dismantled. The Eagles are losing AJ Brown, so that makes the Dolphins better than those three teams.
Wait, we got dismantled?
We're losing AJ Brown.
Okay.
I hope not. But-
I wanted a new regime. So because I wanted a new regime, because I thought Mike McDaniel should go or Chris Greer should go, that I have to be in love with every move the Miami Dolphins make. Therefore, after listen, how many quarterbacks signed in free agency have gone on to be franchise quarterbacks?
Yeah, not a lot.
How many?
Mm.
There's a way
Can't even
more.
count.
There's a better percent chance of you getting a quarterback in the drafting
Yeah.
your quarterback of the
Mhm.
future. A guy that's 22, not 27, 28. A guy that can come in and, learn and still not be 28 years old. Someone that you don't have to, if he performs well this year, you're going to have to give him $50 million next year. He's not going to play for the $23 million that he's under contract for. Then you're paying a quarterback a shit ton of money on a bad team. I just don't understand. I don't understand. The correct way to rebuild the Miami Dolphins was to give Quinn Ewers an opportunity to start this year. He was a young quarterback. They showed some promise last year in the 3 starts that he had. He wasn't a world beater, but he showed some promise. In college, he was a elite prospect at one point. He did fall down the draft board and didn't perform overly well due to injuries and whatnot, but he has talent. You let him perform this year on a bad team. You win 2-3 games. Then you go into 2027. We had no salary cap space besides that. You go into 2027 with the first overall pick. If Quinn Ewers plays well this year, great. Maybe you got a quarterback of the future. You don't have to take a quarterback in 2027. But if he plays like shit, you take your quarterback in the first round. You got your quarterback hopefully for the next 10 years. And yeah, it's a crapshoot. You could miss on it. You could fail, but that's the life of the NFL. That's why you hire a coach or a general manager in Sully that you hope can get the quarterback position right. That he evaluates and picks the right one. You draft your quarterback. You got $150 million in free agency money. Hopefully, the 2026 draft picks, 2025 draft picks start coming along. You add the missing pieces in the 2027 free agency along with your 2027 first round NFL quarterback. That's the way to rebuild this team. Not signing a quarterback from another team. And again, I give you the fact that Malik Willis cannot be better than Jordan Love, or the Packers would not have let him go. And Jordan Love is not a top 10 quarterback in any way you look at it. I gave a list of quarterbacks yesterday better than Jordan Love. I gave a list of quarterbacks that are possibly better than Jordan Love. Jordan Love is 13th, 14th best quarterback in the NFL. If Jordan Love's better than Malik Willis, what's that make Malik Willis? The 18th, 19th best quarterback in the league.
If he plays those three games,
what we're hoping.
Yeah. That's
if he plays up to the level of those 3 games, like you said.
Yeah.
You don't know what he's going to look like for a year. You don't know what it's going to look like when a defensive coordinator has an opportunity to game plan for him. Here comes Malik Willis, who's got a completely different skill set than Jordan Love, and we got to come up with a game plan to stop him.
Mm-hmm.
A guy that couldn't stay healthy
was against the Bears, and the Bears had the most porous defense in the NFL last year.
A game where a 3-game stretch where he couldn't stay healthy. He got knocked out of the game.
Yeah. So, Coach, I actually looked up Jordan Love's contract for you because I know you were asking in the chat. 4 years, $220 million contract extension with Green Bay Packers. He signed that in July of 2024.
Yeah.
Making him one of the NFL highest paid quarterbacks at $55 million per year. And a record $75 million signing bonus with $100 million total guaranteed.
No, the thing I didn't get about Love's contract was he didn't play well the first 10 games of that, right? And then he went on a heater for 7 games. They gave him $55 million a year, and you're just like, what are we doing right now? So, and when you looked at that year, they give Love 55, they give Lawrence 55, they give Tua 55 or 54 and a half or whatever, but 55 just to make the number easy. None of those guys did anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing right now?
Yeah, just because the contract's up doesn't mean they have to get the top dollar amount.
Apparently, that's not true.
Yeah. What other?
And I don't hope that the Dolphins fail. I'm a Dolphins fan, obviously. It's a lot easier to come on here and do what we do if our team is good. You know what I mean? Yeah. I hope I'm wrong. Like people keep saying, oh, take receipts. I hope I'm wrong. I hope to God I'm wrong. I want to be wrong. I want to go to the playoffs. I want to go to the Super Bowl. I've been a fan for 38 years. Never seen a Super Bowl. You think I don't want to see that so I can be right on YouTube? Like, come on, YouTube. I don't make a living off this shit. This don't pay my bills. You know what I mean? This ain't some of the other people that are doing this for YouTube that you guys watch. I don't make a living off this. It doesn't pay for my wife's hair. It doesn't, you know what I mean? It doesn't do none of that. So yeah, those people are looking for clicks and baits or, likes and subscriptions. I don't have that in my niche yet. So I'm not doing it for that. I'm not doing it. It's not clickbait over here. It's real concern from a fan that loves this team.
Well,
I want to be wrong.
It's funny because you embrace when you're wrong. Like last year, we win a Super Bowl, right? Did I have them as a Super Bowl team? Sure didn't. I had them as a wild card team that was going to lose in the divisional round. That's what I had us as. Now, was I happily surprised and happily wrong? Yes.
Jeff says Jeff Hafley had the Packers defense number 1 in sacks with Parsons. What did they do when Parsons went out? Look it up.
Yeah, it was bad. It was real bad.
They were one of the worst defenses in football. One of the worst defenses in football when Parsons went out. We don't have a Parsons on our team. We don't have a Parsons on our team.
And there you go. Okay, you called Seattle winning the Super Bowl? Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, you called that before the season? That's amazing. Yeah, I had them as a 10-win wild card team.
Yep. All right, we gotta talk about Kyler Murray going to the Vikings, and here's something I want to bring up because I was live streaming a Michigan college basketball game yesterday, and one of my Vikings friends popped in, and we were talking, and he was like, "Mitch, I'm tired of Kyler Murray," and I'm like, "Okay, fine," and he's like, he's tired of building around Justin Jefferson, and I'm like, I'll take him. I'll give you a A.J. Brown. I'll take him. But the point is, he's getting tired of that. And when is Jefferson actually going to request a trade here? So, one Vikings fan is getting tired of Justin Jefferson with that move. Like, how much often can you do that? Build around one guy and see it not work?
I
So,
mean, that it does work when you have competent quarterback play. I don't think that Kyler Murray was the answer there. I understand why they did it for financial reasons, but Cousins was the obvious selection here. You have a
Yeah.
guy that knows the system, knows the players. I mean, you at least get in the dance with Cousins. I
Yep.
don't think Kyler Murray does anything for this team. And Cap, you're right. The Kyler Murray memes are hilarious. I saw one where they photoshopped him with Dinklage.
Yes.
And
yeah,
Dinklage like 12 inches on him.
I saw that.
You're like, that's so
I
messed
saw that
up.
one. Yeah. Yeah. But Kyler Murray, that was not my pick. I thought they were going to go with Anthony Richardson, honestly. I thought they would go with him and have
No,
him be the quarterback there.
He's too injured, man. Plus, he has huge holes in his game.
Yeah.
I mean, you need a guy because the rest of that roster can win, right? You have good receiving core, you have solid running, decent O-line, good defense. Like you literally are a quarterback away from being a playoff team. I'm not saying a championship caliber team or anything like that, but you're a playoff team with competent quarterback play. So for you to go and get an injury-prone guy like Richardson who can't throw a mid-range ball at all, or a Kyler Murray that is streaky at best, like none of those things made sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were pretty much stuck then, right? The Vikings were pretty much stuck. They had no other option then.
There were no good choices. Let's be real. Like this free
Yeah.
agency didn't have like a whole bunch of quarterbacks that were going to save your franchise. Like the choices were not good. And at least Kyler has some good tape out there. I don't expect it to magically reappear. I think he's been trending in the wrong direction long enough that we shouldn't expect him to automatically play good ball. But there's a better chance of him doing it than Richardson, in my opinion. I don't think Richardson has any good tape out there yet as a quarterback in the NFL anyway. So I don't really expect that to just magically turn around. You might get a couple of decent games out of Kyler. You never know. But I wouldn't expect things to dramatically turn around. It's not the answer. It's just another Band-Aid in the room that's cheap.
Well, no, and that's why I said Kyler's streaky, right?
Yeah.
Like he'll rattle off a couple of good games and then be terrible.
Yeah.
And that's why I was thinking Cousins would have been your best option to just come in and run that offense and at least give you a chance.
Yeah. You think he has anything left in his arm?
I mean, his arm's fine. It's just whether or not he can move, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's to your point, there wasn't a lot of great options. But even if there was a great option, they didn't have the money to go get him anyway. So you were going to be dragging the bottom of the barrel regardless, because like Denver, they don't have any cap space. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the
Big
right,
C, you got
the right answer for, I think that sounds dumb as hell. When are we going to trade Justin Jefferson and stop trying to build around?
Yeah.
That's,
yeah.
what are we talking about?
I'll bring that up once I find
You know-
the comment. I'll put it in the group chat.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not trying to build around Justin Jefferson. It's about finding a competent quarterback.
Yeah.
The right answer here was Malik Willis. This is the team that you go and add that type of quarterback to that has upside, that, you got a good wide receiving core. You got a good defense. This is the team that should have went out and added a Malik Willis that maybe could have did something similar to what Seattle did last year. That was the correct answer. The Miami Dolphins didn't have cap space, but somehow figured out a way to sign Malik Willis. I think we're paying him $8 million this year, $23 million next year, 45 guaranteed overall. They could have figured that out. If Miami figured it out, they could have figured it out. That was the correct answer for not going with Kyler Murray, not going with Kirk Cousins, a young enough guy that you could have here for a considerable amount of years, that has upside, that knows the Green Bay Packers, that knows that division. You know what I mean? I think that's the correct answer at quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. I think he would have been a much better fit with Minnesota than he is with the Miami Dolphins.
And here comes Cap saying, "Great deal for Malik."
Well, and I mean, to answer his other question, White Keep A-Chain, because you still have to sell tickets. Like
because he's 24 years old and he's a top 10 he's a top 10 playmaker in the NFL. That he's 24 years old. Why wouldn't you keep him? Even
Yeah.
if it takes 2-3 years to rebuild, he's only 26. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
He's
Well,
a top 10 playmaker.
you still got to field a team that's at least interesting to watch, right? So even if you're tanking, you need a guy that can make some plays.
Tanking,
because otherwise
Cat thinks we're
people
going
show
to
up.
the playoffs. He don't think he think we're going to get rid of HN and go to the playoffs.
And he also trade Waddle.
Yeah, he wants you to get
Waddle and HN, and we're still Malik's enough by himself. This mofo is a god. Crown him.
well, he already said he's better than Mahomes, right? So
Jesus, what the hell are we talking about?
And then he goes, Bo, you get it, but why sell tickets if we're giving up? Can't have it both ways.
well,
Because
you-
it's a business.
yeah,
You're
have
talking
to,
as a
you still
fan.
have to sell. You still have to sell tickets. Like you still got to pay bills and stuff like that. That is part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't sell tickets, then you're looking at a whole new coaching staff already again because the owners don't put up with that. You have to fill the stands.
What is that? To pay 8K and you think we suck. You suck. All right. Anyways, next up, who was it? Kenneth Walker. He moved. You guys were talking about this the other week. Bo, he signs with the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's
I mean-
exactly where I thought he'd go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it made sense for them because you fix your running back issue. You traded McDuffie, so you get to use your first round pick, your own first round pick, to get that corner high in the draft, and then you have that later first round pick to get an lineman like that. That's exactly what I thought they needed. So always cool when you see one of those like prediction models work out for you.
Right. And no Mahomes still. So it's just like Kenneth Walker's going to get a lot of carries there. So that's a good move for Kansas City, James.
Yeah, it's going to open things up, right? I mean, this is what we talked about before the Super Bowl. I told you that Kenneth Walker was going to win the MVP, and then he was going to go get paid in the offseason, and here he is. I think he's a tremendous back. And the big issue that Kansas City had last year is teams were just going too high safeties and just not worrying about their run game because they didn't have to. Kansas City didn't have a running game. Now you're probably going to have to bring a safety up into the box to actually pay attention to him, to stop him when he runs, to stop him as a receiver if they go that route as well. And then that's going to open things back up in the passing game. So if you want to be well-rounded in today's NFL, the teams that make noise have a good run game. Look what Seattle did. They didn't win by accident, man. They were a well-balanced team. They had a very good running game, and we're seeing more and more of that lately. Even with your Eagles a couple years ago, they had a very good running attack that year, and a strong defense. 2 years in a row, great running game, strong defense. The model's out there, and you better have your guy.
Yeah, well, and it's a big upgrade for KC in the way that he does block, which is something that Pacheco didn't do. So the downside for them is apparently they ignored a lot of tape where he gets hurt every year. So, hope he can stay healthy for him. But, $15 million a year for a guy that misses time every season, I don't know. That's tough.
That was the book on Barkley, too, though. He was hurt every year in New York.
Yeah.
Well, that stadium was terrible. I mean, come on.
That's right.
That stadium was just like
Very
bad.
true.
I love how mad Cap is getting. We're not making your point. Keeping fans in the stands is not the same as competing. Like
Trust me.
you can have interesting moments and still be terrible.
Trust me. The Sixers back in the process years. I know. Like how bad it can get trying to fill up the sheet.
Yeah, you gotta have
They were just good enough that you trusted the process.
at least a couple guys that you want to buy their jersey.
Big C, what is this, man?
Oh,
This is things my cousin be sending me.
Hey, where'd the ping pong ball go? After this tour, I'll take you to go watch a fight at Waffle House. Two are gonna like playing football in Atlanta. No, two are gonna like sitting on the bench in Atlanta. But Tua can't be a legend if he doesn't play.
Anybody can be a legend thanks to Legends Online Casino, where you can stack loot, playing slots, live table games, and making picks on the sportsbook.
Anybody can be a legend?
That's right, even you, Todd boy.
Whoa.
Well, maybe not you.
Oh, bro, that was great. Oh, that was great. That was great. All right, let's go
That
here.
is terrible.
You got Cap laughing, so that's a plus. Yeah, you got Cap laughing, and Coach head goes, I like the re-signing of Ty Thornton. His speed would stress the defenses. Yeah. You're
Yeah,
on
where's the
floor?
light? Hit the like button. There's a button that I guess you can make the video go viral or something. You can push it. You can hype the video, I guess it is, if you move over the screen a little bit. Let's help this channel grow. Let's help this show grow.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it. So that's pretty. Any other big moves here? Like what? Kirk Cousins to the Falcons? I guess that's not necessarily a big move. I don't understand why they did it, but I guess it's that. What, you got him and Michael Penix? Quarterback controversy?
Oh, you mean Tua? I was like,
Tua, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I was like,
Dude,
I know
I'm
you didn't resign
so
him. What are you-
tired, and it's not even 11 o'clock yet. So Tua goes to the
It's much
Falcons.
earlier here on the West Coast.
Yeah, I know. You're probably exhausted. I don't know how you do it, man. I don't know how you do it.
So the Tua thing is interesting in the way of you're looking at two injury prone coaches, or quarterbacks. They but they're both lefties. They both move similarly. So you're not asking your offensive line to do anything different. That way, when one goes down after 3 games, the other one can come in and play their 3 games. And then, they can flip back and forth and you can make it through a season because they both make it about halfway through. And then if you happen to make the playoffs, I hope your third stringer is ready to go.
Or whoever got hurt first is ready to go.
Exactly.
Oh, Lord. Yeah. How much did Tua get paid there? He didn't get much, right? What was it?
No, the Dolphins got to pay him. What do you mean?
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
He's a $99 million cap hit for Miami.
Yeah, the Atlanta paying them chump change, bag of chips.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same situation that Kyler's in. Like the other team is paying you to go play somewhere else. They're like, you know what? We think you suck enough. You should go play for them.
Yeah.
And we'll pay you to do it.
Well, I think Tua can win that job if Tua can be healthy. If Tua can be the the quarterback that he was not last year for the Dolphins, but previous years, I think he can beat out Michael Penix. So this is a perfect situation for Tua. Obviously the Dolphins need to move on. I agree they need to move on, but this is a perfect example, the perfect spot for Tua. I thought Indy was a good spot, trying to get them over the hump until Daniel Jones could get back, but Atlanta is as good a spot as any.
I mean, they got young weapons over there. I love that team, what they're building over there. I love it. Like, keep doing that in Atlanta. And then, what was it, $1.3 million deal? Got it. Appreciate that. And Cap goes, Green Bay misses Malik already.
All
Man,
right.
subscribe to the channel, Cap. You've been hilarious today. You've been hilarious today.
That's so good.
Yeah, that was good. That's basically it, right? No other move. Daniel Jones stays in Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, he signed for some money.
Yeah, he got paid, and isn't he still injured? Like,
Yeah.
dang.
And that's the example I give. That everybody talks about Malik Willis. They got such a good deal with Malik. If Malik plays well this year, $23 million. Everybody talking about $23 million for next year is such a deal. He's not playing on an expiring contract, only paying him $23 million, where there's no more guaranteed money after that. He's going to want a huge contract. Look at what Daniel Jones just got coming off a season-ending injury that he's not even ready to go the next year. And I think we can all say that Malik Willis is a better prospect than Daniel Jones at the very least. So imagine what Malik Willis will get if he finishes the season as a Pro Bowler and elevates a 2-win team to a 6-win team and plays at this high level that you guys all hope he does. And I hope he does because obviously they're invested in the kid. But, paying a quarterback $50 million after this year because of one good year. And I think hopefully we've learned our lesson doing that, because that's what we did to Tua Tagovailoa. Tua had a great 2023, and I don't think that Malik Willis's 2026 is going to be any better than Tua's 2023 is because of the amount of talent around him. Tua had a bunch of talent. Malik Willis has minimal talent.
Let's be honest.
Guy,
0 lessons learned.
Yeah, people blank check
Every
give
time.
it to him. And then we'll be sitting in this position. Dang, we should have watching the Jets, because the Jets will have the number 1 pick, or the Cardinals. Watching the Jets or Cardinals, like, that could have been our quarterback. That could have been
and a cap goes, if Malik gets paid, that means we get more than 8 wins.
No,
No, it doesn't.
it doesn't. You could get 4 wins, but Malik Willis have 25 touchdown passes,
Exactly.
12 interceptions, and 10 rushing touchdowns, and he's getting paid. It has nothing to do with the team success. It's the individual success of Malik Willis next year. If the
You
defense
guys
gives up,
have a tough schedule.
yep, sure do.
God.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, think about it this way. You have an all-world talent of Joe Burrow and some race cars that he throws to, but because the rest of the team has a bunch of holes in it, kind of like Miami, they missed the playoffs with him having, 4,000 yards and a Triple Crown winning receiver. They didn't make it in the playoffs. You mean to tell me with all these holes, not even having those kind of weapons, Malik is somehow gonna?
Mitch, can you bring up the Dolphins schedule for next year?
Yeah, I got the opponents right here. So hold on, give me 1 second here.
I'd just like to
You
pop it
take
up
the-
and go over it real quick. Obviously, this is super early. Like, what games do you
So-
think wins or losses?
Yep. So you got obviously the Bills, Patriots, Jets. Just for the homes, you got Chiefs, Chargers,
Any-
Bears, Lions, Bengals. That's just the home.
Cap, you're right.
I see
Anything
win
can happen.
one win there, maybe 2.
And
Yeah.
then here's the road. You got Bills, Pacers, Jets, Raiders, Broncos, Vikings, Packers, Colts, Niners.
Oh,
And two more. I see 4 wins max. Both against the
Alright.
Jets, one against the Raiders, and then who was up at the top again?
The Bills or the home.
Cap.
mid-
The
And
Bengals, maybe.
You signed
Bengals, yeah.
11 guys. See, here's the thing: is it comes to matchups, right? So if you had a trash schedule, sure, you might win 8 games, but you don't. You get to play a bunch of teams that were in the playoffs, and so that's going to make it much harder.
You just signed 11 guys. What are those guys? What's the significance of those guys? Tutu Atwell's a decent gadget player, I guess.
Yeah.
Who's the other guys?
Popcorn vendor, t-shirt sales. No, I mean, the thing is, you don't have a strong roster, which is fine. I mean, if you guys were to been playing both South divisions, then
Yeah.
you could make the argument for winning 8 games. I'd even be with it. But you're playing a tough schedule, so you can't go in there with average play and win. Like, it's just not going to work out.
It's crazy. All right. So here's a couple notable free agents. Where would they go? Stephon Diggs. Will he go to another team or is he done?
Well, I mean, jail potentially.
That's exactly what my friend said a couple days ago. He was just like, jail.
I don't think he goes to jail, but
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, the thing is he has a history of being an issue on a roster,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
That's how he got his way out of the Vikings, how he got his way out of the Bills.
Excuse me.
He gets hurt right away with the Texans. He has he actually had a really good year with the Patriots, and then all this stuff happens, and they're like, yeah, not worth the effort. So, I mean, unfortunately, if he's staying somewhere, it's going to be for a bad team.
I think he'd be
Yeah.
smart to wait until the season gets going and see if somebody loses a top guy and they're willing to make a desperate move for him at that point.
Yeah. Oh, Diggs could be a greeter at Walmart.
There you go.
They probably do
That'd be a
background
good one.
checks. Uh,
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, if I'm a team that's looking to get over the hump, if I'm the Kansas City Chiefs, I'm absolutely offering them. You know, if nobody else wants to, I'm not too proud to beg. You know what I mean? What's that? That's a famous song by the Temptations. Not too proud to beg. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Listen, go get yourself that Stephon Diggs to help out Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce as Travis Kelce winding that career down. Go get yourself a guy that's reliable to catch the football because they struggle with that. I would absolutely, if I was the Kansas City Chiefs, I would take those players that nobody else wants and utilize them to the best of my ability. Get him as cheap as you can possibly get him, and give yourself another weapon to help Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce.
Yeah, he could be that Odell Beckham addition to the Rams on that Super Bowl year. Like, I could see him being used that way. A late pickup to get you over the hump. Absolutely.
And I could see the Rams possibly doing it. You know what I mean? Yeah, they got the players. They got the players
Yeah,
over
take
there right
him
now.
so
But
you could get off the AJ Brown bandwagon. Just take Diggs, please.
the Rams are that team that does not give a shit. They'll do what is needed to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, just take Stephon Diggs and leave AJ Brown alone. I'm good with that.
Well, I mean,
Anyway.
they would actually be good with that too, because he would be
Yeah.
their third or fourth option. If Diggs is your third or fourth option, you're doing just fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill at some point gets back, and I believe Tyreek Hill will. You know, he's a physical freak. You know, people don't get made like him. He's not a normal human being. So yeah, that knee injury was nasty. I think he will be back at some point this year. He's already running again. He'll be back at some point. Will he be the Tyreek of old? Not necessarily, but this new Tyreek probably still better than 90% of the league and doing the things he can do. He'll make a massive addition to some team down the stretch. And again, pennies on the dollar. You know what I mean?
Can he be a Steeler just for the shit show that would be? Like, that would be amazing. Him and
James?
DK just being mad at each other all the time would be
Yep.
hilarious.
I'm faster. No, I'm faster.
Wait,
Well,
did
the
you
Rams
just get a
know.
wide receiver too? James,
Yeah,
did you just get someone?
Yeah, exactly the guy you asked about on last week's show. You said, would you trade for Michael Pittman Jr.? And then they went ahead and did it, you know, and all they did was move down 16 spots from the 6th round to the 7th round in order to acquire him. And now they have a really solid number 2 wide receiver. So I'm ecstatic about it. I think it was an excellent move for them.
It was a
I
great
like
pick.
that move for you guys.
And let's be real, that's actually he's going to be wide receiver 1 because he's going to get most of your targets. DK is going to stretch the field. He's going to get someone to follow him because he's fast, and that's going to make Pittman your number 1 target. Like, he'll lead your team in yardage.
Especially
Carlos
if
says,
he comes back like he's expected to do. You know, that's the guy that Rodgers is going to fall in love with throwing the football to.
Yeah, because he's where he's supposed to be.
Yeah. Yep. And he knows how to sit down in between zones, and he's going to catch the ball. And oh, the reliable big target. Yeah, he'll love that.
Absolutely.
And
Carlos
Go
says
for
that
it.
the regime here in Miami and the fan base are not giving these guys, the new regime, an opportunity. I'm just not going to fall in love with every move that they make. You know, I think there's a right way and a wrong way to do things. And listen, just because he was your guy in Green Bay doesn't mean he's the right answer. And just because just because Halfley and Sully are new doesn't make them all world knowers. What have they done in this league for me to put my full trust in them? What have they done? And don't bring up what the Green Bay Packers have done, because these guys weren't in charge of making Green Bay Packer decisions.
Yeah.
Sully had been there 25 years, but he was never the guy calling the shots. Never.
Yeah.
Not once. Halfley, yeah, he had the Green Bay defense ranked pretty high, but when Parsons went out, they were terrible. when he was given an opportunity to be a head coach at Boston College. They were terrible. So I'm not going to put my full trust in these guys. I hope they succeed. Again, 100% hope they succeed, but I question that some of the moves they've made. Other moves, I think they've done a fantastic job in free agency so far as, trying to build this roster up with minimal cap space. I think they've done a great job besides the Malik Willis trade or signing. I just believe you don't usually find your franchise quarterback in free agency. And if he plays well this year, we got to pay him a boatload of money. If he fails this year, I believe you're going to give him another year. And I think that just messes up our chance of drafting a future star or a future quarterback of the future for the Dolphins in 2027 when we're set up perfectly to do it. You're not usually set up perfectly to get the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. And right now, before the Willis signing, we were on track to be a really bad team and get that number 1 overall pick when the quarterback draft class was supposed to be pretty good. And I question it. I'm sorry. Listen, I've been a fan here a lot longer than Half and Sully have been employed by the Miami Dolphins. 38 plus years I've been a fan of the Miami Dolphins. I think I have a right to question the moves that they make. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. You're right to your own.
I like that Cap's going after who's the Steelers QB. We're not saying the Steelers are going to be world beaters this year. Like,
No.
You don't know who Miami's QB is, really, though. You got 3 starts that, you know what I mean? Like, you're acting like you know who this guy is.
It's the same script for Pittsburgh as last year. It's the exact same situation. Didn't know who the quarterback was going to be. Rodgers limps in, throws 25 touchdowns and 7 picks, which is mediocre for a lot of guys out there. But you know what? For Pittsburgh, that's plenty to win 10 games. So if they bring it back again with the way Baltimore fell apart in the offseason thus far, it could easily happen again, and they've got a better wide receiver core now.
Mm-hmm. All right. So where is Deebo Samuel going? If you guys had to pick, if he will go somewhere.
Who cares?
Yeah, he doesn't
Good
move the
point.
needle for me.
Yeah, he gained a lot of weight.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. He gained a lot of weight.
Maybe his move is the running back now. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, imagine him. Could he be a tight end? You think? No. That'd
No, maybe
be
fullback.
kind of funny. Oh, heck yeah. No, man. No, I'm asking about Pittsburgh. No shot. Hey. And then the last one, Njoku. What do you think Njoku will go to?
I'm surprised he doesn't have a home yet, honestly. I thought he was still
right.
good football. So,
Yeah. The Eagles are talking about him. They've got it walked.
yeah.
Look at one of my fans donating to the channel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here, let me bring this up for you. There you go. That is like sitting on some role, and he has not coached my Gators yet.
You better have
There
them
you go.
super chats, man. I'll be on too, brother. Shit.
Yeah.
I just got monetized last week. I got, you know,
Yeah.
you better throw
There
those
you
in
go,
my-
man. Njoku to Kansas City. I mean, the backup Kelsey
And
for
how many
one
more
last
years
year.
do they have? Yeah, I think it'd be a great move for them.
I actually like that. I think that would be good. You still got to wait on Mahomes to get healthy, but he can learn from arguably the best tight end of all time in Travis Kelsey. I think that works. Njoku to the Chiefs and have them get better with Kenneth Walker. Oh, Lord.
He doesn't have hope. Like, what are you talking about? He knows exactly what his team is. He's talking about this. He's talking about it's okay for you to have hope, but not not Miami fans.
They got a better overall team than the Dolphins. They're
Exactly.
not, you know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about? They still got pieces over in Pittsburgh.
But
Yeah.
They were competing for the playoffs last year.
Yeah, they were in the playoffs.
Saying we're a Malik
Yeah,
Willis
yeah.
away from winning
They
the
won their division.
Yeah, they won their division. They were in the playoffs. Like, well, how are we?
Yeah, and he's still
I don't
not
get
saying
it.
he's a Malik Willis away from winning the Super Bowl. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to trivia. Then we'll call it. This one should be easy one. Who is the defensive player to win the NFL MVP award since 1986? Who was the only one?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Who is the only defensive player to win the NFL MVP award since 1986?
Lawrence Taylor?
Yep. Yep. I told you. I really wait. Reggie White. I thought Reggie White would have won one. Damn.
Defensive
Wow.
players don't really win it.
Yeah, they never
I
do.
know.
Yeah.
I know. All right. Which team drafted Bo Jackson, but he refused to play for them?
Oh, that I don't remember.
Yeah, that's a good one. I don't
I'll just tell you. The Buccaneers.
know. Okay.
He didn't want to play for the Buccaneers.
I mean, they were awful back
Yeah.
then. So
Yeah. Why did that always happen? There's always players that get drafted by certain teams and like, nope. All right, nope. It's just funny to me.
Well, I think you'll start seeing it way more often because of the nil in college football. These kids are already rich. You know, they're more entitled these days. So I think it's going to be more of a norm. No, I don't want to go there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to.
Yeah.
I can stay in college football, make money. I can invest my money other places. I don't have to do that. So, yeah.
I mean, that's why Moore in Oregon went back to school because he's like, oh, I'll be a Jet. Yeah, I think I'm cool.
Yeah. And you got to wonder how things are going to play out for Cincinnati draft picks in the future with how things went with Shamar Stewart this last year. And that was just an absolute mess. It took forever for them to sign him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it looks like Coach got that one. Oh, I appreciate that, Pritz. Thank you.
Yeah. Appreciate that.
Appreciate that. Yep. Thank you. All right. Last one. Which player has the most career touchdown receptions in NFL history? Just had to grab one.
You saw what?
It's Jerry?
Which player has the most career touchdown receptions in NFL history?
Got to be Jerry Rice, right?
That's what I
You're
was saying.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
that's-
right, yeah.
that's-
He
that
He
one's
set all the
Yeah.
records.
I said there wouldn't be hard. Some weeks they're hard. Some weeks they're easy.
No.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to hear the question again because I was like, "There's no way that's what you just asked."
Yeah, I know.
any receiving question is Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Not only was
Exactly.
he great when he played 30 years. You know what I mean? Like, played for
Yeah.
Seattle, fucking Denver. Like,
Yeah. How
sorry,
many
my
wide
language.
receivers make it to 40 and they're still doing something? He did.
Jerry might still be on a practice squad somewhere.
Yeah.
For real.
I mean, look at Randy Moss too. I mean, Randy Moss looks like he could still go.
Mhm.
So
Except cancer. You know, he had cancer.
yeah, I know. But hey, he still thinks he can beat some of the
He could
corners
probably
that
be
lost
Dion.
him.
He could have probably washed off Dion. Dion got half a foot and 3 toes on the other. You know.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, guys. Appreciate everyone tuning in. This was a funny one. Big C, where can the people find you, man?
I don't know. I'm lost. I guess. I might as well shut it down. I'm just a negative Nancy, I guess. People are gonna boycott my channel now because I question the moves. So I might not even be here no more. This might be the last appearance of Big C ever. Who knows? Maybe the Finn Posse podcast. Maybe not. Who knows? But yeah.
All right, Bo.
Yeah, you can find me on all the socials, Football Talk with Bo, and of course my channel at Football-Talk. Tune in to our Coast to Coast show on Tuesday. We have ESPN's Renee Washington going to join us.
Nice.
Nice. All right, that's awesome. And James.
Obviously, Steelers by the Lake on YouTube or anywhere you listen to podcasts. It's my turn this upcoming week for a mock draft. So Saturday's show this next weekend will be my first mock draft of the season.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, your videos have been killing it as of late. I've been watching them. You've been doing good there.
Yeah, we're sure trying.
Trying. You guys are killing it right now. Yeah, Cap. It was a great show, man. Thank you for your what is the word? Sense of humor, I guess.
Hit that like button, guys. Hit the like button. Subscribe.
Yeah, guys,
comment,
please
share.
like, share, subscribe. We're actually live on the Hardcore Sports Network right now. We're doing a wrestling show. So any wrestling fans, we're live right now, the Wrestling Asylum. So make sure you guys check that out. Without further ado, we'll catch you all late. We'll see you next Sunday, man. We'll see you next Sunday, and peace.
Peace.